Many of us fail to recognize our worth. In the world we live in, a sense of our own self-worth can be difficult to build and even more difficult to maintain. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 29, Jesus reminds his disciples of their personal worth and their importance to God. He compared them to sparrows, who were the most common birds in the world. So to the people of that time, sparrows were not worth much. But in God's eyes, they were valuable, and he watches over each and every one of them. We sometimes feel so small in such a large and dismissive world, most people do not even know we exist. And those who do, how many really care? That might seem cold and heartless, but you would have to admit that that's realistic. Jesus is saying that to the world, sparrows are somewhat worthless, yet not one of them ever falls to the ground without his Father knowing about it. So Jesus came to the conclusion, you are worth more than many sparrows. You may seem small, you may seem insignificant, but you are important to God. Sometimes you may feel helpless due to the tragedies of life, but we are not forgotten. Sometimes life can be very cruel. Life seems to say that we don't matter, but the fact remains you do matter to God. Jesus wants us to understand that with God our Father, there is no such thing as a worthless or hopeless individual. He knows every detail of every life. He cares very deeply about what happens to each and every one of us. That is what Jesus meant when he said, every hair on your head has been counted. You may feel irrelevant to so many other people, but that is not the way God sees you. These words of Jesus have been preserved in Scripture so that you and I might recognize our true worth and realize how precious we are in the sight of God Almighty. I am reminded of the song that says, I sing because I'm happy. I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches over me. Remember, you are worth more than you'll ever know.